It's Ash from SuperVideos, back for another video for The Last of Us on HBO. On this video, we're going to be taking a look at two scenes from the Season 1 finale, which was Season 1 Episode 9, Look for the Light. There are some very interesting things going on in these two scenes. One has to do with an interesting cameo in the finale, and the other one is also a cameo, but a cameo by a character that was anticipated to make a cameo, but it was something that I'm sure many of you missed. I missed it myself, but I've been looking around online and a lot of fans have been theorizing about this and the possibility that we might have actually gotten Abby in the finale after all. So did you catch it or did you miss it? Stay tuned, we'll be right back to break it all down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. And of course, spoiler alert for those of you who have not watched the episode, because I will be talking about things that happen in this episode. And also, obviously, spoiler alert for those of you who have not played The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, because we'll go through details from both games. So if you haven't played them, this will spoil things for you. With that said, let's jump right into it. So first, let's talk about this interesting cameo. I don't think anyone caught this. Why would you? I mean, they confirmed this in the after show, but I'm sure everyone missed it. I myself missed it as well. But one of the nurses that was there at the hospital was played by Laura Bailey. Now, you may be asking, who's Laura Bailey? Well, Laura Bailey is actually the actress that voiced Abby in the game. So that's super awesome. She had a little cameo. Now, this brings up a few interesting things. I mean, this could either be just a cool cameo that doesn't lead to anything, but at the same time, there is a possibility that they could incorporate this new character into the story. We obviously know what ends up happening in Season 2, which is the story from Part 2 of the game, which has to do with the revenge story with the doctor's daughter, Abby. So it's a possibility that they might go a direction where they might have a new character introduced who's going to be played by Laura Bailey, who's actually going to play a sort of major role alongside Abby herself to hunt down the person responsible for the death of Abby's father. And the other thing that I feel could play into this is we already got like a character cameo, well, sort of, but in the previous episode, we had a character who looked a lot like Mel in the game. But obviously it wasn't supposed to be Mel. So maybe, and this is just a theory, but maybe they're not going to give us Mel. They're going to replace Mel's character with a new character, played by Laura Bailey. So they could have done a subtle hint at Mel being written out of the story. So that's another perspective to look at from as well, which again could be interesting because it means that Laura Bailey may play a different character in the TV adaptation. So not Abby, but she'll be a character that's playing alongside Abby in that revenge story from Part 2. That could be super interesting. So we got an Abby cameo after all. It wasn't the real Abby, it was Laura Bailey who voiced Abby. But here's another interesting detail. And this is a pretty out there theory, but one that kind of makes sense if you think about it. But when Joel is going on his rampage and killing all of the Fireflies soldiers, we actually see someone right here escape. We don't see Joel shoot this particular person. So they get away. Now, this doesn't tell us anything, but here is where things get interesting. This is a shot with the character running away. And as you can see, it looks like they have intentionally made the person have a shadow, so you can't really see who they are. Now, this is the only person in that whole sequence who has a shadowy effect. No one else. Was that on purpose? I think it's definitely a possibility. And what makes things even more interesting is that they have a ponytail. Now, we don't necessarily see if it's a male or a female, but it does definitely look like they have a ponytail, which is interesting because we know Abby in the flashbacks has a ponytail, similar ponytail, I should say, to the one we see here when she finds her father being Jerry, the doctor that Joel murdered. Now, the other aspect of it is it looks like this person is definitely larger than Abby in the game, in the flashback. So one possibility is that maybe they're gonna go for an older Abby rather than a younger Abby. But this is super interesting. I mean, I wouldn't say this is 100% confirmation that this is Abby, but the fact that it's a shadowy person is odd. That's all I'm gonna say. At this point, maybe 60% chance, in my opinion, that this is Abby, and this is set up for season 2. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I'm definitely interested to know your own thoughts and opinions, so share that in the comment section below. Do you like this theory or not? And also, what are your thoughts about the fact that Laura Bailey could play a bigger role in season 2? That might be the reason why they had her playing the nurse. So share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.